My shirt? Oh, it just says fuck ice. That's all. Hi, Coco baby. She was probably gonna be around for the whole entire podcast because sometimes that's what she likes to do. She just likes to be right fucking here. I love you so much. You're so sweet. I need a cat sling. I keep saying I'm gonna get one. I haven't gotten one yet. All right, let's talk about stuff. First of all, I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you so much for joining the Patreon, even if it's on a free tier. I really appreciate all of you. Coco does too. Don't let her face fool you. She appreciates you. She told me when you weren't paying attention. People who are on the paid tiers, I'm very, very grateful for you. I only need 145 more at the $10 or above level to be able to sustain myself and my daughter and this one and the other one, wherever she is, who knows, to sustain myself financially and independently. And I cannot wait for that day. I am trying and working my butt off to make that happen for y'all. Today, the day I'm recording it, the day this is being released, because your girl has been tired. It's been such a long weekend. I've been so tired. I was dog sitting last weekend. I'm going to post some of those pictures in the Patreon for you, so you can see the sweet little babies. If you're on a paid tier, you'll be able to see them. But when I'm dog sitting, they take so much out of me that I just can't. I find it really difficult to do a lot of anything else. And my agoraphobia gets really high because even though it's my best friend's house, I would rather be in my house. I would much rather be in my house. If I could bring them here, I would just bring them here. But today, Discord has announced that they're going to require a face scan or ID for full access starting next month. All of the accounts will default to a teen account unless you subject to a face scan and or government ID scan. I hate this for a lot of reasons, and we're gonna talk through that. I don't like the idea of, first of all, they're doing it for child safety, which as a mother of a 16-year-old, I'm 1000% for. Protect those damn kids. Do you know what I mean? However, the problem is Discord hasn't exactly been able to keep people's information safe. There's an article from the BBC. ID photos of 70,000 users may have been leaked, Discord said. Discord, a messaging platform popular with gamers, says official ID photos of around 70,000 users have potentially been leaked after a cyber attack. People can provide ID photos to verify their age on Discord, a networking hub for players to chat and share files with others in the gaming community. Leaked data may involve personal information, partial credit card details, and messages that were exchanged with Discord's customer service agents, the San Francisco-based company says. Now listen, no one is immune to breaches. No one is immune to hacking. But also, you shouldn't have to give your information to a company in order to access it. I shouldn't have to do that. Discord also doesn't really give me the sense that my information will be protected. And in a time currently in 2026 where we live under a government who is fast marching towards an authoritarian regime, it's not safe for a lot of people to just give your government ID to just any company, especially tech companies who are drooling at the idea of using AI. On Discord's release statement, there's a portion called Privacy Forward Age Assurance. Age Assurance is a foundation of this new experience and is designed to respect Discord's users' privacy and choice. Discord users can choose to facial age estimation or submit a form of identification to its vendor partners, with more options coming in the future. Additionally, Discord will implement its age inference model, a new system that runs in the background to help determine whether an account belongs to an adult without always requiring users to verify their age. Some users may be asked to use multiple methods if more information is needed to assign an age group. It gives like the Big Brother 1984 vibes. You don't need to assign me to an age group. I struggle with this because do they really care about children's safety, or are they just looking to not get sued? Key privacy protections of Discord's age assurance approach include on-device processing, video selfies for facial age estimation never leave the user's device, quick deletion. Identity documents submitted to our vendor partners are deleted quickly, in most cases immediately after age confirmation. Straightforward verification. In most cases, users complete the process once and their Discord experience adapts to their verified age group. Users may be asked to use multiple methods only when more information is needed to assign an age group. Privacy status. A user's age verification status cannot be seen by other users. I don't know. Call me tin hat, conspiracy theorist, whatever. I do not trust companies to keep our data safe in this way. And I guess, like, if you're on TikTok or Instagram, whatever, you're showing your face and you're being critical of this administration, there's a good chance that your data is already in a file somewhere. Do you know what I mean? The other issue that I have with this is that Discord does work with law enforcement. They will release your data to federal agencies, given that they have a valid request. Discord discloses user data in response with valid legal requests and consistent with Federal Stored Communications Act 18 U.S.C. 2701, blah, 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 and Federal Wiretap Act. U.S. law enforcement should submit the appropriate type of legal process as outlined by those statutes for the data they are seeking. Now, the user notice policy states, Discord's policy is to notify users when government entities seek their account data via legal process and to provide them with a copy of the relevant legal process unless prohibited by law or court order. In order to avoid user notice, U.S. authorities should identify the statute, if any, that prohibits Discord from notifying the user or submit a valid non-disclosure order that is effective for a finite period and issued pursuant to all the whatever the fuck. In its sole discretion, Discord may forego user notice in certain cases, such as those involving child exploitation or imminent threat to life. Please state at the time of the submission of legal process if you believe that one of these exceptions applies to your legal process. Discord does not notify users of preservation requests or emergency disclosure requests. In cases where Discord provides notice to a user about the request for user data under this policy, Discord will preserve the information sought by law enforcement prior to providing such notice. I think that this is under the guise of protecting children. First of all, I don't believe that any tech company cares about protecting children. Tech companies want to make a profit and they want to stay relevant. That's what they want. They want to retain users and they want to retain a profit. That's it. Anytime I was ever, the last industry I was in, anytime I was ever meeting with senior leadership, it was never how do we protect people. It was how do we protect our assets. That's it. I don't for a second believe that because of child safety, it's a matter of not getting sued. It's a matter of not getting sued for them. And whatever. I don't know what the answer is. Maybe you can down in the comments if you have an idea. If you work in the tech field, what the answer could be, please let me know below. I don't know that I will be using a lot of Discord. And it sucks because I have a Twitch community who I adore, and a lot of the things that we do are in Discord, and I just don't want to have to subject them to that kind of scrutiny. I don't want to do it. And all these things they're saying about they're not doing biometrics. This is from, we're not doing biometric scanning or facial recognition. We're doing facial estimation. The ID is immediately deleted. We do not keep any information around like your name, city that you live in, if you use a birth certificate or something else of that, any of that information. However, some users may not have to go through either form of age verification. Discord is also rolling out an age inference model that analyzes metadata like the types of games a user plays, their activity on Discord, and behavioral signals like signs of working hours or the amount of time they spend on Discord. If we have a high confidence that they are an adult, they will not have to go through the other age verification flows. It just feels icky. It feels icky and weird, and I don't like it. I don't love it. And sometimes I have these like gut feelings about things, right? I cannot tell you why I don't like it. I cannot tell you why it feels icky and wrong, and you definitely should not give your government ID, but it really feels gross. And after like the data breach that happened back in October, again, all the slow authoritarian march we're doing towards dictatorship, like I just don't know, like why wasn't there anybody in the room to say, there's got to be another way. There's got to be a different way to do this. Just take the porn out. Take the porn out. Take the naked pictures out. I've just like ban that. You know, do you know what I mean? Like it just feels, I don't know. It feels weird. Hate that. Hate it. That doesn't seem like the funnest time ever. And I just don't like it. Something I really love lately is I've been watching a lot of Cece Suarez, and first I listened to the Elizabeth podcast, and I think I've talked about that a little bit on this channel. I loved that. It's a limited series podcast about Elizabeth Teckenbrock, and affectionately known as Elizabeth Chicken Broth. She is a serial scam artist, allegedly, whatever, in everyone's opinion, in the Tampa Bay area. Now, I live in the Tampa Bay area, but I live across the bridge from where Elizabeth Teckenbrock lives, and Cece Suarez also lives in this area. But Cece she's one of the hosts of that, along with Sherilyn Dale, but Cece also does like MLM and scammer type content, like social media commentary stuff. And it's been fascinating to like see she used to do stuff, I think she still does, where she would sneak into Zoom calls of like these different MLMs like Monate. And I watched one about BirdScent, like the CEO for BirdScent. That was a wild ride. That was a wild ride that I was not prepared for. But holy shit, I'm glad that Cece took me down that road. That was incredible, actually. But I've been watching a lot of that and thinking like, oh my goodness. Like I assume like she's inspired me because I started watching some of her older videos and seeing the evolution like of like the content that she does. And I didn't know she used to do beauty content. I didn't know that at all. And I heard her say something that I also heard my mutual on TikTok, Marie, say, is that in order to get good at something, you just have to do it. Like you just have to do it, and you have to keep doing it, and you'll keep doing it and keep doing it. And like your first 20 videos are going to be shit. And I'm like, yeah, true. I think I'm still in the shit phase, but like I'm doing it. You know what I mean? And I just got really inspired to like do sort of like a commentary, but on like the stuff that has made me feel good, because I want to balance a lot of the work that I'm doing in the Patreon. And for those of you who are subscribed to the Patreon, you know this, a lot of the work that I'm doing on Patreon is heavy political centered, fighting fascism and the patriarchy and educating people on like next steps, how to help, how to like be a part of something bigger. And sometimes you got to balance that out with other stuff. And I want to do some deep dives into things that I find fun or funny or fascinating. I'm a big history nerd. Right now I'm reading The Aviator and the Showman, and it's about Amelia Earhart and George Palmer Putnam's relationship and how they sort of grew with Amelia's fame and how George is partly responsible for a lot of that. Let me tell you something. I'm not done with the book yet. And when I finish the book, I will give you a proper review of it, but I want to fight George Palmer Putnam. Like, I know he's dead, whatever. Put me in the ring with him. If there's an afterlife, I want to be put in a ring with George Palmer Putnam. What a terrible human. Just like a terrible, awful human. So I asked people on Instagram and TikTok and all the social medias, like, what are some things that you want to hear me yap about? Because I'm in a position now, thanks to my Twitch community, that I'm able to focus on getting more content out for YouTube and for Patreon. And one person was so sweet, and you know who you are if you said this. She was like, you could yap about anything and I will listen. And I was just like, okay. Okay. All right, I can do that. Thank you. It was so sweet and so lovely. And then I got some messages from some other people. So I'm going to start researching those topics that you messaged me and start little mini series on my YouTube and in my Patreon. Some of the deep dives will be behind a paywall on Patreon just because they're gonna take time. And until my YouTube is monetized, if it ever does become monetized, I want to try and give the paying members a little bit extra. I just want to give a little shout out to all the survivors of sexual assault, sexual abuse, rape. I know it's really tough right now because everyone's talking about the files. Right. And I saw a clip from CBS. I don't remember. It was a panel show, sort of like Have I Got News for You, maybe, but American. And they were sort of like joking about how 3 of the people on the panel were in the files and one of them wasn't, but they were all in for like non-dubious reasons. Like they were just there. Like they were mentioned as in an article or something, like nothing gross or weird. They were all just sort of laughing about it. And like, I don't know. It felt weird. I don't know. Like, it's one of those things, I think, where, okay, I'm going to take you on a walk, but stay with me. Just say hello. Stay with me. When 9/11 happened, stay with me. You with me? Hold my hand. Stay here. When 9/11 happened, no one wanted to make jokes about it. And in fact, I think Gilbert Gottfried did make a joke about it. And like immediately everyone was like, absolutely fucking not. No, like it was like just time has got to pass a little bit, before you start doing those. And then I think there are some people who lost people in 9/11 that 9/11 jokes are never going to be funny. No matter how clever you are, no matter how much punching up you're doing with the 9/11 joke, there are people who are just never going to find it funny. And I think maybe let me know if you're feeling this way. For me, I don't know if I'll ever find jokes about the Epstein list or the files. I don't know if I'll ever find it humorous to joke about. It just feels weird to joke about for me. And I understand how other people could find it funny, but it's not for me. And I just want to give everyone permission who, for a lot of us, we lived some of that shit that's in the files. For some of us, we know. We don't have to have read them to know what's in them. Like we're aware and we believe the victims, right? So if you are seeing it, mute the word Epstein, mute the word files. Like if you're seeing it on social media, hit that not interested button. You don't have to witness it. You don't have to look at it. You don't have to know what's in it, right? On the flip side of that, I would encourage, especially men who have never gone through anything that these victims have gone through, I think that y'all should read them. I think that you should put yourself in those shoes. I think you should look at the facts and listen to the stories and understand, like, not that this could be my sister, my mother, my daughter, my cousin, my aunt, whatever, but it literally could be you. No one is outside of the possibility of some shit like this happening to. And I think that if you can try to put yourself in that place, then you can find the fire within you to help us fight the monstrous humans that are doing this and the people who continue to uphold this shit. There should be absolutely no politician anywhere that should not be pushing for all of the files to be released and for everyone in them who is implicated in the horrendous acts that happen to these girls. There should not be one politician that isn't calling for the prosecution of all of those people, all of them. And it's really tough as a survivor to navigate just being like, I just want to go on TikTok and scroll through and see my mutuals being cute. And, you know, like sometimes I just want to the whiplash of TikTok where it's like it's a cute cat or it's a cute bunny, or like someone's showing the snow falling and it's so beautiful, or someone's doing like a cute little trending dance, or oh, there's my mutual Shantae doing a thirst trap. Hell yeah, go girl. And then all of a sudden, without any sort of trigger warning or anything, you're talking about, you know, the files in a very flippant kind of way. And it is so frustrating to live in that space. So I have been binge watching Cece Suarez, and I am fascinated by the world of online scamming. But it is like the gall that people have, the audacity that people like Elizabeth Teckenbrock and who's the Monate witch? What was her name? Summer something Summer. I don't remember what her name is. I'm so sorry. And while I'm watching Cece's videos, I also, anytime she called out like this really like woo-woo to white supremacy pipeline girly, I always went and looked at them to see if I know anyone who's following them. And thank fucking goodness, no one that I'm following follows any of these people. It is like, that is the most relief I've felt about my social circle in a very long time. Cause you never know. Recently, I had a man who's been in my life for a very long time, like 20 years, and we've been friends for a very long time, say some really misogynistic shit. I still have the voice recording, and I don't know if I'll ever do anything with it. It is crazy to me, like how that shit can just pop out of nowhere. Like it can literally pop up out of nowhere. The other thing that I've been thinking a lot about, and Cece mentions this in some of her videos, is where is your line for association with people? Because I'm a firm believer, and I always have been, in you're only as good as the company you keep. So I'm not hanging out with Nazis. I'm not friends with people who think that ICE is doing a good job. I refuse to be in community, close community, with people who are MAGA supporters. I refuse, because if I want to create a safe place for people, then they also need to feel safe. And marginalized communities cannot be safe in the presence or in community with people who believe in this MAGA movement. And for me, that's most conservatives, because all of the things that MAGA has brought forward are just things that have been said in the dark by conservatives for decades. It's not new. It's been happening for a couple hundred years. ICE is just modern day slave catchers. That's all that is. So I've been thinking about, she said something that got me thinking, like she's got conservative parents, and like how people perceive her as being like a white woman from Florida. There's you know, a thing there where like you would assume, you know, and her husband's in law enforcement, you know, people are gonna assume that she aligns with that kind of ideology. And she's right. Like I would have assumed that her views were more conservative than not. But in watching her videos, when she's standing up for abortion rights, she's standing up for trans people, she's standing up for gay people, she's part of the alphabet mafia, as am I. Like, you kind of get to see where she stands on things. Then there was a video of her, and this is not a commentary on what Chelsea's doing, just as a going through my own brain, like how can I evolve in like my own kind of thinking, because I don't think we're ever done with that. She did a video where like she was calling out something, what's her name? Something Barbie. She also lives in Florida, a PI Barbie, something like that. She's a private investigator, but she was part of Saint, which was an MLM company, but now it's not, whatever. I'll have her videos linked down below. She's amazing. Please go watch her. But then like they ran into each other at CrimeCon in Denver, and Chelsea was like super nice to her, like welcoming, and like they were like live streaming on Patreon. She's like, oh, you want to say hi? She didn't remember who she was at first. So she's just being nice and like cordial, whatever. She's like, oh, you want to say hi to our Patreon? And the Barbie, Mackenzie is her name. She was like, oh, are those the people that hate me? And Chelsea, you could see Chelsea on camera like, what are you talking about? And then they had a conversation about it. And after that, there was another follow-up where Mackenzie had blocked her after that and was, talking shit, whatever. Even after Chelsea was super nice to her. And like, in my brain, in my head, I was like, you should have seen this coming. But Chelsea was networking and like didn't want to like make anyone feel uncomfortable, whatever. Chelsea said that like Mackenzie's bodyguard was like eyeing her down. And because this is what conservative people do, right? They go into situations looking for fights, looking for reactions, looking for a gotcha moment. And I know this because I come from a very conservative family with a very conservative area where like there were hardly any liberal leaning, left leaning people. And all of them were looking for a gotcha moment. They all just wanted a reaction. They're all like itty bitty baby children on the inside. And even watching some of Mackenzie's like live streams that Chelsea shared, where she's like, oh, these girls are just being, they're just being so mean to me. I could do all of these threatening things with my PI license, whatever. But oh no, but these girls are just mean and we just all need to be nice to each other. But what they do is they play this, I'm just a girl, I don't understand, when they have tried to put you in a position to make you look like a violent aggressor while subtly threatening you. But I would never. I could threaten you. I could do all of these things to you and expose you for whatever the fuck, but I would never. I'm just a girl. And like, I can see that coming. I see that coming. And this is why I don't associate with conservatives. I just refuse, because I don't want to be associated with anybody who does that shit. So I've been thinking a lot about like that interaction that she had with Mackenzie, like the you're only as good as the company you keep kind of things, because a friend to all is a friend to none. Like, you can't be friends with Nazis and be friends with Jewish people or gay people or trans people or non-white people. However, but then you get into the middle ground, right? Like, do you cut someone off because they go to Starbucks every once in a while, even though, Starbucks is, their employees are asking us to strike their stores because of poor working conditions? Do you stop being friends with people who shop at Amazon? Do you stop talking to people who still drink Coca-Cola, even though they are Israel supporters? Like where is that line? Do you stop talking to people who are using Spotify, even though Spotify is notorious for not paying independent artists well? Do you still talk to people who use AI? Like, where's that line? What is that line? Where is it within your community? Because cutting off someone you don't know and like not associating with someone you don't know is one thing. But in the people closest to you, where is your line? And what conversations are you having with those people about those things? I don't have any answers. All of this to say that I don't have any fucking answers for any of this. But I think that it's worth exploring and saying, like, what is that line for me? And how many times do I have a conversation with someone before I say, hey, this is a deal breaker? I do think that, especially as white folks, we have an obligation to try and have those conversations with our fellow white folks and like try and get them out of the shit that they're doing and help them to see the problematic things that they might be a part of or supporting. But at some point, people are just gone. Over the weekend or last week, President Trump posted a video, I think it was, I just saw a still of the picture on Truth Social that depicted the Obamas, Barack and Michelle Obama, as like apes with like their faces, but it was apes' bodies. Blatantly racist. He took it down, but then he said he wasn't sorry for it. Anybody who's been paying attention to the conservatives they're just saying the quiet part out loud, which they've been slowly getting more bold about it. The comparing black people to apes is not new. That's been going on since before I was little. I remember my aunt and uncle calling the R&B music that I was listening to jungle music. Like it's not new. The racism is not new. They're just being less coy and clever about it. And they're saying it in public instead of at the Klan meeting. For me, that if you identify as a conservative, that's a line for me. That's a line for me. But everything outside of that, like where is the line for you? I don't have an answer. I'm sorry to not have an answer for you. I don't have an answer for anything. I don't have an answer for Discord. I don't have an answer for nothing. I am just here yapping. That's all I can do. Thank you to everyone. Thank you guys for listening. I'm going to wrap this episode up here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you haven't joined the Patreon, please do that. I might just merge my Discord over to my Patreon or try to, so that we don't have to give our IDs to people, because that's fucking weird. Stop being weird. I need technology bros to stop being weird. Cut it out. Stop it. I'll have the Patreon link down below. I hope that this was a more light episode for you. I hope this was a little easier to listen to. My socials will be linked down below as well. And thank you guys for listening. Thanks for being here. And I will see you next week. Okay, love you. Bye.